Perspective Class 8 Video 3. In this video I want to talk about some examples of parallel projection in the real world. So let's go on to the first example. It's quite an important example. The first example is technical drawings. So technical drawings or architectural drawings or engineering blueprints. And the reason why parallel projection is used in these fields is because if you know the angle at which an object was parallel projected onto a plane, then it's very easy to work out the lengths and the angles based on the parallel projected image. Okay, it's very easy to derive that information, which is useful information for engineers and architects and builders and so on and so forth. So parallel projection is used in these types of fields. This first image to the left is like an architectural plan for the interior of a living room. And the second image is like a construction blueprint for some like kitchen counter or something like this. And you know that they're both done using parallel projection because there are parallel lines everywhere. Like all of these lines, they're parallel, okay? And this isn't necessarily what you would see in real life. Like if you were a fly on the wall in this living room and you looked down, you wouldn't see perfectly parallel lines like this. It would seem more like converging lines because the way you see with your eyes isn't parallel projection. Okay, but parallel projection is very important for these fields because it can clearly, concisely convey all the relevant information in a nice, neat manner. Okay, let's move on to the next example. The next example is in art. Okay, so in a lot of East Asian art, parallel projection was predominantly used as the method of perspective. And I think it originated in Chinese art, but it was quickly adopted into like Japanese art as well. So you'll see this first picture, it's probably Japanese. I think there's a lot of parallel lines everywhere. So if you look at the Go boards, there's parallel lines like this. If you look at like these floor tiles back here, there's parallel lines. It's all just got parallel lines everywhere. Similarly with the second picture, you can tell because of like the tiles are all parallel. Okay, and in the third picture you have these big long parallels. Okay, like this. There's no like convergence of parallel lines in any of these pictures. And these pictures, they feel a bit like something's off about them because this isn't what the real world looks like to a human eye. Okay, because with the human eye there's like a depth, a convergence, like a vanishing point issue. But this is the style which was used a lot in a lot of East Asian art. Okay, the last example I want to talk about quickly is just computer games. So because parallel projection is so simple, like you might not think it's simple, but compared to other types of projection, it really is quite simple. Because it's so simple, it was used quite a lot in early video games to try and create three-dimensional worlds. Okay, so for example, you can tell that this thing on the left, the first image is parallel projected because you can secretly see like parallel lines in the grass running everywhere. And it just gives you like an okay three-dimensional world. Parallel projection used in this manner gives a passable three-dimensional world in which to inhabit. And then this is a qubit at the end. Okay, that's the end of this example, and that's the end of this video.